Welcome back for another segment of Wake Up, Shift is Happening. And again, I'm here with Dr. Leonard Lasko. And he is going to share with us, after all of this research and what he has discovered in his practice and in the laboratory and also opening his heart, that he has created seminars and different processes through the coherence of the heart and programs that he calls hollow energetics. And we're going to get to learn what you are doing to assist people in opening their hearts.
Yes. Well, holos is the Greek term for whole or entire. So hollow energetics is healing with the energy of the whole that's greater than the sum of its parts. And really, it's a method of healing that traces illness back to its core, back to its roots, usually back to these belief systems that may have even stemmed from the time when you were in your mother's womb.
Which we were talking about earlier.
Right. So it traces it back, brings it up to understanding, and then releases it at its core energetically, and then replaces it with something that's more in alignment with what it is that your soul wants to express this lifetime. And so there's a process which I call the 4 R's, because it involves recognizing, number one, that you want to change. That's where the dark night of the soul comes in. You know, things are bad enough that you say, I don't want this anymore. I want to change. That's important. That's an intention. And then what is it you want to change? And then you come into resonance with what you want to change. Instead of denying it or disowning it or suppressing it or repressing it, you actually acknowledge. Some people project it onto others, but you really acknowledge this is here because it's the truth.
Right.
So you resonate with what it is. As you start to resonate with it, it starts to unwind, and that's part of the crucial part of the tracing. That's what takes you back to the earliest time when you can recall having an experience that activated whatever the belief system is that was deeply buried within.
Which may be also called like your shadow.
Yeah.
Right.
And so you resonate with it, and then you release it at its core, but you get in touch while you're resonating with it. You get in touch with what it is that you really, really wanted all this time. What is it that your soul always wanted to express this lifetime? It's like a soul fingerprint. It's a soul blueprint, but it's like a fingerprint in that it's unique to you. And so there are usually about 4 or 5 feeling qualities that are uniquely yours. That combination with various amplitudes are uniquely yours, and then you give that soul quality vibration a symbolic representation, like an image. It could be, for some people, a rose or the sun, or it could be an archetype, whatever it is. And it comes not from the mind, but from the soul. And this is part of the process.
Right.
And then you release the form that no longer serves, because it is a form that exists. In other words, there's an energetic form that your belief system, for example, takes. And it exists within your body and within the energy field that surrounds your body, which is a template. And they're both actually, they're both aspects of the field. The body is a more dense field, that's all.
Right.
So they're both aspects of the field. And then you replace what you've just eliminated, that holo form, we call it, with the new healing image that came from your soul. And you replace that, and that's how we do some profound healing work. See these steps, even if it's a physical issue, it works. If it's emotional, if it's mental, if it's energetic, if it's a spiritual issue, we replace whatever it is, and this works very profoundly, and then it's finally sealed with an unconditional love process.
Okay.
So that's one way that we actually release these beliefs after we come to understand how they came into being.
So, what are some of the specific issues that people can identify with? I know there's a whole slew, but just a few specific issues that people can identify with of the before and after.
When you say identify with before and after,
Like what would be showing up in their life? Lack of money, challenging relationships, that kind of thing. Right?
yeah, an illness, of course.
An illness.
Sure, but basically, there's a feeling of discontent with things material.
In general.
With things material, because no matter what happens in your life, whether it's lack or excess, it's never going to be enough until you get in touch with the truth of who you are.
Right.
See, so now the healing work that I'm starting to do is shifting away from the physical healing, which I've had a lot of success with.
Right.
And I'm not saying that holoenergetics is the only area. There are many other areas of healing that are successful. But for me now, what's important is healing into wholeness, discovering the truth of who you are, the loving awareness that is your essential nature. Because we've taken on these bodies as a consciousness for a limited period of time, and then we're going to leave these bodies.
Right.
It's now time for people, as consciousness now starts to evolve more fully. It doesn't really evolve, but it appears to.
Right.
Consciousness has never evolved. It's complete and whole in
It's
and of
always
itself.
been.
It's only our realizations of it that are evolving. But nevertheless, so now it's time to discover, to remember your immortality. And that's what I'm doing now in teaching seminars. There's one seminar I teach called Opening to Oneness Through Love. This particular path that I'm on is the path of love. So there are different ways to get into the remembrance of oneness, a path of truth, the path of service, the path of love. They seem to be different paths. That's just, again, a perceptual illusion.
Right.
In the same way that separation is a perceptual illusion. What we perceive are differences, and we interpret the differences as separation.
Right.